spend our lives seeking it. We must not turn away from reality. Alas, like Moses seeing only a part of God's backside, our human minds cannot possibly grasp the whole of reality. But when we do sometimes catch glimpses of reality, of what is real, we are awestruck. And our lives and societies are transformed by the encounter. That's what made Newton and Einstein so special. By catching a glimpse of reality and transforming the world. What we know of reality should be our guide. Our delusion shouldn't be our guide. Reality should be our guide. We should devote our minds and our hearts to reality and our lives to its pursuit. So much of what people say about God, so many of the praises they sing can be sung about reality and should be, because God doesn't exist and reality does. So even though I wouldn't say God is real, I'm happy to say God is reality. This is why the very last sentence of my dissertation says, reality is at once the most abundant resource in the universe and its rarest gem. It is abundant because reality is the only thing there is, and it is its rarest gem because it's so hard to grasp and impossible for us to fully understand. So these are some of my theological meanderings, leading me to believe that God represents our values and our fullest potential. God is incarnated in our just and compassionate relationships with one another. God is a weak force that draws and holds us together. God is in you and all around you and is the only thing that is, because God is reality. Then again, what do I know? I'm only an atheist. Thank you.
Now for some special music from Micha and Paul.
Was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. He left yesterday behind him. You might say he was born again. You might say he found a key for every door. When he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on the road, hanging by a song. But the string's already broken, and he doesn't really care. It keeps changing fast, it don't last for long. At the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, seen it raining fire in the sky. The shadow from the starlight is softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High. He climbed cathedral mountains, he saw silver clouds below. He saw everything as far as you can see. And they say that he got crazy once, and he tried to touch the sun, and he lost a friend, but kept his memory. Now he walks in quiet solitude, the forest and the streams, seeking grace in every step he takes. His sight has turned inside himself to try and understand the serenity of a clear blue mountain lake and the Colorado Rocky Mountain High. I've seen it raining fire in the sky. Talk to God and listen to the casual reply. Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High. Now his life is full of wonder, but his heart still knows some fear of a simple thing he cannot comprehend. Why they try to tear the mountains down to bring in a couple more people, more scars upon the land. And the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it raining fire in the sky. No, you'd be a poorer man if you never saw an eagle fly. Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High. It's a Colorado Rocky Mountain High. I've seen it raining fire in the sky. Friends around the campfire and everybody's high. Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will now receive an offering for the support of this religious community and its work in the world. You are invited to give generously and joyfully as you are willing and able. Online, you can make a secure donation by going to truu.org and clicking on the offering plate image at the bottom of the homepage. You can also mail your pledges to the address shown on the slide, or put them in the offering plate as we pass it this morning. And as always, we are so grateful for your generosity.
Receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Please rise now. Oops, haven't had the baskets come forward yet. I jumped the gun. Yep. Thank you. Please rise now in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 30, Over My Head.
music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I see trouble in the air. Over my head, I see trouble in the air. Over my head, I see trouble in the air. There must be a God somewhere.
Now, Reverend Todd will give us a benediction.
I'm sorry to be a bit long-winded, I am, but I've got to explain this benediction to you. So at the church in Spokane where I minister, I don't do the benediction. I usually walk to the back and shake folks' hands, and our lay leader does the benediction. So I was asked some time ago, I was speaking somewhere, and it was literally on the way out the door, somebody let me know they wanted me to do the benediction. And so I did what any modern person would do. I got ChatGPT on my phone, and I prompted it by saying, I've got to give a benediction to Unitarian Universalists. Can you help me out? And poof, there it was. Yeah. Now, if that doesn't sound very spiritual, it's not, and I'm not a very spiritual person, so that's okay. However, the way AI works is it's trained on our language. So all the information out there that we know is out there, including about Unitarianism and Unitarian Universalism. So basically, it's like a calculator, right? You're asking for a conclusion. You're giving it a problem to solve, and it's looking at all the numbers, everything that Unitarian Universalism is about, and it narrows it down to a benediction. So what we're hearing is not the creation of an artificial intelligence. It is summation of what we say we're about. So I wanted you to know that as I read this. May we depart from this sacred gathering with hearts open and minds receptive. As we navigate the paths of our diverse beliefs and perspectives, let us remember the strength that comes from embracing the richness of our differences. In honoring our shared humanity, let us also honor the value of those whose views may stand in contrast to our own. May we find the courage to listen deeply, to engage thoughtfully, to seek common ground where understanding can flourish. In a world that often seeks to divide, may we be the bearers of compassion, recognizing the inherent worth of every individual. As we go forth into the world, may our interactions be guided by respect, empathy, and a commitment to bridge the gaps that separate us. May we be reminded that in the tapestry of our collective existence, each thread contributes to the beauty of the whole. Let us carry this spirit of unity and diversity with us, nurturing a world where love, understanding, and acceptance thrive. May our hearts be open, our actions kind, and our intentions rooted in the shared quest for truth and harmony. Amen, blessed be, and may our journey continue in the light of mutual respect.
Now we extinguish our flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fires of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please now join in our closing song by Jimmy Byrne, One World Home. Join hands if you feel like it.
All the joys and the griefs, the colors and beliefs, the sunlight shines upon us all the same. Open minds, loving hearts, helping hands, it's a start. One word told, one word told, one word told. Open minds, loving hearts, helping hands, it's a start. One word told, one word told, one word told. One word told, one word told, one word told.
Now, please join for coffee.